Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the St. Johns County Show that's on in the morning. Boy, it feels good to be back in this studio. It feels good to be back in the studio with the guys here this morning. I am excited to get to today's show.
You were gone?
Rude.
Jeez. Ouch. Ouch.
Jeez.
That hurt.
It's the Troy show.
That just really hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I was excited to get into the show here today.
Back to...
Now, not so much. Now I hate this show again.
Now he's back.
There he is.
That's the Pete I missed.
Oh, boy. We got some news to cover here today. We've got a hotel purchase in St. Augustine to help house veterans in need. That's a good thing. We have got, the brush fire. Brush fire. We'll give you an update on the brush fire. Big brush fire.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it yesterday. So, yeah, we'd like the update. That'd be great.
Okay. We have got some awards from Knights of Lights.
Ooh, France.
That sounds exciting.
Troy, did you put together this entire show prep this morning? Because half of these stories involve you.
There's a lot going on there.
Why are most of our stories involving you today?
Samuel, our shepherd here.
Blake was sick last night, so I did the show prep.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Makes total sense here.
Yeah, sometimes it's not good to be in the news.
Oh, well, I had fun being in the news. We're going to give you the full recap and behind the scenes of the Florida Man games. Because at 9 o'clock in the morning, I was convinced it was going to be a flop. I had no idea how it was going to be pulled off, and I'll give you guys some insights into just how worried I was.
All of us were worried.
Yeah.
It wasn't just you,
Yeah,
man.
It's
we
like
all
giving
were.
birth. I mean, it really is. You have no idea. You have to just trust yourself. That's great.
Boy.
And you did, and look what happened.
Some things happened that were could have been devastating. Could have been absolutely devastating. But we all worked through it, and we all had a great time. And the world had a great time. Let me tell you something. When NBC and Fox both agree on something, that Florida is awesome, I think we're doing a good job.
I'm going to tell you, never have I seen this country unified since Kelly Clarkson won American Idol. You definitely brought us. You were unified us. Yes.
It was fun.
Basically Kelly Clarkson,
Basically,
Davey.
Kelly Clarkson.
You can call me Kelly Clarkson from now on.
No Justin Warring
No,
for you.
that's a second place finish. We got a champion at this table.
No Justin Warring.
Oh, boy. So we will talk about it all, the good, the bad, and the what the Florida happens.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What the Florida?
I like
What
that.
the Florida. Yeah, I think that might be Wix's thing.
Well, we like that.
Wix was great.
What did it mean?
He's such a good dude.
Everybody
man.
loved
Great
seeing him out
dude.
there.
He was
man.
such a good dude.
Yeah.
I had to save him a couple times, man. There was one drunk dude from one of the teams that was just all over him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like I turn around, I think I have him in a good spot, and all of a sudden I look back, that guy's back again.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the guy with the raccoon hat, right?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No, it was
a different drunk team.
a different drunk guy. The guy with the raccoon hat. When I saw him in the octagon, I was just like, he fell down in front of me walking.
Yeah. Well, I saw the cops before that. I saw the cops escorting him, and I thought for sure they were taking him out. I'm like, oh wow, we've got our first team member that's getting ejected. Yeah. But
I mean, he was nice. He was never belligerent, but
right. He was
to,
definitely drunk.
He was talking to me, Lenny, and Blake, and his buddies literally were trying to hold on to him, and he just went.
Yeah, it was a fun day. It's a fun day.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's still feeling it today. I know I am. But we'll get into it all very shortly. But first, we will start by telling you about our friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln, who had some trucks out there, some big trucks. It was great to have Bozard Ford Lincoln out there. Thank you, Letty, for helping us put on this great event and for providing some trucks out there on the field with us.
Awesome.
That was awesome. You got to have some big trucks out there at the Florida Man games. It's a must.
Bro, Bo has been posting. I gotta tell you right now, if you've ever dreamed about an F-150, you've got to make a move right
Now's
now.
the time.
Yes, get
Now's
aggressive.
the time. They're slinging them out there.
Slinging them is
he
the quote.
says.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Push.
It's a good truck. It's a solid truck. And they've been around for 75 years, slinging trucks and cars and everything they can get their hands on from Ford. And you are the beneficiary of that. You benefit from that. Local family business. They've been doing it for 3 generations, 75 years. Bozard Ford Lincoln, if you're looking for a new truck, hey, go support the family that supports our community like no other. They are Bozard Ford Lincoln, and they are driven to inspire. Also, huge shouts out to our friends at Fidus Roofing, Great Expectations Realty and Auction, Chiba Hut Toasted Sub, St. Augie's Pizza, BHF Insurance, Amara Med Spa, Griffin Service, and Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, who we'll talk about in a little while. St. Augie's Pizza was my celebratory meal, by the way.
Oh, nice.
That was my celebratory meal.
Cool.
The Kelly Lyon and I went down, and that was the celebratory meal. St. Augie's Pizza, man. Had to be. All right. At the table with me, Troy Blevins, Davey Hartzell, who, by the way, I got to give a shout out to you guys. You guys rocked it doing the shows over the last week. Thank you so much. I know that people are appreciative that they didn't have to watch best of shows for a week.
Yeah.
Boy, they were on fire. The first best of show we put out there, they were like, nah, we ain't having this. Yeah. We ain't having this. We need live shows.
There was a prayer circle.
Oh, my goodness.
There was a vigil. Yeah. So, thank you guys.
Well, happy Thursday, Pete, and welcome back.
Hey, Weekend Eve, already here.
Wow.
How about it?
Already here.
See you later.
I start the show, and here we are. We're at the weekend already. Great.
And this is the first day Davey and I haven't matched. Like every day every day when you were gone, we came in and we're like, oh, you're wearing green. Oh, I'm wearing green.
Yeah. Actually, we kind of still do match. I mean, I'm wearing like light army green and blue, and so you've got that shade in your plaid. So we could still go to prom.
We're
still going to prom. Yeah.
We're still matching.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are so cute.
Isn't that nice?
Clay.
That makes me the little spoon.
How you doing? Awkward. How you doing in the booth, Clay?
I'm good, Pete. How you doing, man?
I'm still recovering, sir. I'm actually still recovering. This is the first day I actually have my voice back.
Oh.
The voice was gone.
Pete, that shirt you're wearing is one of my favorite shirts. It's so comfy.
I love this shirt.
Yeah.
This is a great ALS shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
man.
it twisted.
Yeah, man.
I think I got a hole in mine right here. I was working and
I might have another one.
snagged it.
I got another one for
But
you.
it is a super comfy shirt.
It's a great
Yeah.
shirt.
And
Yeah.
actually, the shirt that Davey's wearing is my most comfortable shirt.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites too.
Great
Good
shirt.
look.
Yep.
Rebecca steals it like once a week. I get to wear it like once a month, I think.
Okay. Well, Troy, I will now go to you for the question of the day, sir.
All right. The question today is, what type of weather affects you the most? What type of weather affects you the most? Like, it either makes you happy or makes you sad or just kind of.
So for me, it was what we went through the entirety of December and January, which was hot, then cold, then hot, then cold, because I just get sick, man. I get sick as hell. Yeah, the inconsistent hot and cold weather. It just really messes with me personally. So that, and boy, did I experience that 2 weeks before the games. So
The pollen weather.
the pollen weather, the cold, yeah, it's just can't do it.
I got to shout out Florida Man Games weather because that day was absolutely stunning. Those are the days that just kind of make you feel fabulous. You know what I mean? It just was a perfect Florida weather day.
Yeah.
And Pete, I got to admit, like everyone was just like raving about the weather, and I took full credit for the weather.
As you
Absolutely.
should have.
Definitely.
I took full credit for it. You know, I had nothing to do with the Florida Man Games. It was you crushed it. But I'm just admitting right now, I took full credit for the
You
weather.
are
Okay.
a barometer.
You deserve that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
Definitely
deserve that.
Yes. The balance.
This weather's great, and I said, "You're welcome."
Clay, what weather affects you the most, man?
Yeah, pretty much all the weather affects me, but I'd say probably the sunniness.
Sunniness. Are you a vampire?
Sun just like gives me energy.
Oh, in a positive way.
So he's like
way,
he's
okay.
a day walker,
Oh,
a
okay. I
day
was like,
walking vampire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sun's usually a good thing.
Yeah.
What you got,
No, in
Troy?
a positive. Rain. Rain just kind of disrupts everything. It needs to rain, while I'm sleeping because I like rain when I'm sleeping. But like during the day, you can't do things.
Does it make your joints hurt?
Yeah. Prior to once it starts raining, it's not that bad.
Right.
But I can feel it in my shoulders.
Can you, because you're from DeLand, can you smell rain?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can smell it
Yeah.
a long ways away.
Yeah.
People from St. Augustine can do that too.
Oh, they can. I
Oh,
didn't know that was
yeah.
a trait that
Yeah.
carried
yeah.
on.
I think that's a Florida thing.
Like Menorcan.
Yeah. No, you can see it, you can smell it, you can
Yeah,
feel it.
you can feel it. Yeah, you know when it's coming. It's just the air is a little bit thinner. It's like the clouds are just sucking up all that moisture. Air feels a little bit thinner. All right, I will be anxious to see what you guys are saying out there in the comments. And it's now time for a quick check of the weather. We go back to Troy.
Wendy.
Quick check of the weather. Boy, you've really nailed that over the time that I was gone.
Definitely.
Great job. Quick check of the weather brought to you by Great Expectations Realty and Auction. They can sell your home, your business, and everything in it. Check them out at geauction.com, gerealty.us.
Yeah, it's 8:11. We were already on story number 2, but I was just letting you know.
We were, woo! We were wrapping up. We were giving shout outs.
Yeah. Any more plugs, Troy?
I'm great at wasting time, guys.
so good.
Okay.
It's nice to get back on track.
Oh, we gotta go to Clay Blasser. Boy, I've been missing this traffic report, Clay. Oh, look at that.
All right. So we'll start off today on US 1, where apparently people are waking back up today because the roads are starting to fill up again. A1A surprisingly thin on the traffic side until you get past the fort. There is a truck driving down St. George Street, so
What?
you might want to hold off on shopping for a little bit.
How do they even get on St. George Street? This happens once or twice every few years. I don't understand it.
It is a work truck, but
Oh.
it is a truck nonetheless.
City
And
truck.
95 is, well, 95.
All right. Looks pretty
And,
clear out there on 95, though.
Take a look at the cop situation out here.
Okay.
Looks like they're all on the north side of town.
Okay.
There is one down Lewis Speedway, I saw.
Okay.
And the coast is clear, so go ahead and speed.
Well, no.
I mean,
Not
I didn't say
official
that.
advice from the 904 now.
Drive safely.
Right.
Oh,
yes.
drive the speed limit and safely like we all do.
You need
Yeah.
to get that quota early.
They don't have quotas at the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, Clay.
Careful.
Take it up with Hardwick.
I know. You're going to
Take
get
it-
back.
Woof.
It's going to take you to the cell again.
Whoa.
Baker Act
Back in
again.
Baker Act. All right. Well, that traffic report comes to us from Amara Med Spa. If you're feeling overwhelmed, I damn sure know I am.
It's time.
Skin lost its luster, refresh and renew at the Amara Med Spa. The Amara Med Spa. The only one on the planet. Look at those. Look at these women on the website. Beautiful,
Wonderful.
women. Beautiful 90-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable
It's
how
incredible.
great they look.
Reverse in time.
Yeah, amazing.
So popular at the villages.
They, the loofahs. Their expert therapists deliver groundbreaking treatments and facials tailored to your needs. You have high standards, and so do they at Amara Med Spa. You can embrace relaxation. You can embrace relaxation. And unveil your radiance. Begin your transformation at theamaramedspa.com, where your beauty journey begins. All right. First up today, we get to talk about the event that was. The event that was. And the event that will be again.
Oh.
The Florida Man Games.
Oh, I thought you meant CPS. Oh, good. Okay.
What?
Just kidding. That's amazing. Okay, yes. Let's dive into this. I'm
Wow.
excited.
So, geez. What a heck of a day that that drove me to about 1,000 more gray hairs. I'll tell you that much. First of all,
I don't believe that. I don't believe you have 1,000 hairs.
He's got back hair. Relax.
Oh, that's true.
yeah, I was talking about the back hair.
You can get that lasered off at
Ear
MR.
hair.
Oh boy, so where do we start with this thing, man? I gotta say, Thursday, maybe 2 hours of sleep. Friday, 0 sleep. I was on the field that entire time, man. And this is something that has never been done before. So we didn't have a game plan. We didn't have enough people.
rule
My
book.
fault.
There's no rule book.
No rule book. No rule book for something like this. For a festival / athletic competition / day of drinking and eating butt. Can I first tell you the best part of the day was when we started with the Eat the Butt competition. And right out of the gate, the crowd was chanting. We had thousands of people crowded around these guys eating pork butt. and they were chanting, "Eat that butt! Eat that butt!" It was hilarious. It was hilarious. So yeah, I don't even know where to start on this thing, man. I guess we'll start with what almost went devastatingly wrong. Can we start with that?
Yeah.
First of all, obviously we had to have credit card payments out there, right?
Yeah.
And so I made an appointment with the folks at Clover. Had a Clover rep who I thought was amazing. Thought is the key word there. And so we were set to have a meeting that Wednesday and order the Clovers and get them shipped out here and get them to me. So I call the rep on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm like, hey, haven't heard from you. What's going on with the Clovers? Didn't hear back. Phone disconnected. On Wednesday, and in 3 days, this event starts. And we're going to have no way to take money. So had to frantically get with the Clover people and make sure we had credit card payments out there. I don't know what the hell I signed. I don't know if I'm obligated to Clover for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
but
make sure you send those machines back. 'Cause they,
yeah.
Make
I'm
sure you
calling
send
them
those
I think
today.
it's
machines
one
back.
off by event.
that's
I
when
don't
they-
think it's like for the rest of your life.
That's when they get you with the really
Right,
So
yes.
they'll hit you double for how much the machine cost.
Yeah.
If you don't send it back to
They're a
them.
hot mess.
Yeah, definitely. And they don't call you to tell you to bring back the machine.
no, they want you to
they
forget.
want you to
Yeah.
accidentally
They
keep the
just-
machine.
They just
That's their thing.
keep sending you bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have your information.
So apparently my rep and Clover had parted ways. They had parted ways, and I was not informed by anybody.
How horrible.
And my information was not in this Clover system.
Oh goodness.
Oh, so it was a half a day when I didn't have half a day to get payment out there at the field so that you guys could come out and pay to get in and pay for drinks and stuff like that. So finally get that settled out. Friday was the big setup day. And I got to give a big shout out to some of the great people that showed up. My buddy Kevin, who just worked his absolute ass off. And he doesn't have much ass to work off.
No,
I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that right now.
He's not as large as Hefty Lefty.
No, he's not. Was out there with me till like 2 a.m. Big shout out to Heather, who showed up out there at like 4 a.m.
After work, right?
Yeah. It was
After
just
work in a possibly Prohibition kitchen, but
yes. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, who came out there and worked with me through the rest of the night. That was great. Should I tell the real story about the pool?
Yes.
Should I tell the real story about the pool?
You already have.
Well, you told it to us off camera.
No. You've already told the story that needs to be told. But go ahead. You feel like you need to.
It's a great
I feel like I
story.
need
come
to.
clean.
Because, well, most of the people in attendance were not from St. Johns County anyway, so they're not going to see
they're
this.
not watching.
They're not even going to see
Yeah.
this. So, the pool is my favorite part. It was not at the time, but this is my favorite part of the Florida Man Games saga.
Damn pool. Damn pool.
Boy, I drew. Oof. So we hadn't filled this pool up before. And this is like an inflatable pool. Basically, you inflate the ring around the top of the
Just
pool.
around the top to hold in everything.
Right. And then you fill the pool up with water, and that kind of brings the rest of the pool up, right? And that was going to be our big Florida Man Games Coliseum, as I've been calling it for a year. So you guys were gracious enough. Couldn't have done it without you guys showing up and helping either.
Yeah.
You guys were good enough to help me fill up this pool. So we've got a hose in the pool. It's running for about 3 hours. You guys take off.
It has about this much water in it after 3 hours.
About that much water after 3 hours. Boy, I was nervous about that damn pool.
Well, the hardest part was actually getting the podiums inside the pool, and we had them at the right distance.
Right.
But I can tell you this: I was so afraid. Well, when you said we're gonna, because the podiums were this high, they were tall. I was so afraid. I went home that night. I was like, somebody's gonna get hurt if they get on those podiums.
Right. Well, the plan was that the pool was big enough to where if they fell, they'd fall into the pool.
Yeah.
So it's about 4 a.m. I'm there all night, no sleep. Didn't sleep at all Friday night. I ran the Florida Man games on pure will to make a good event happen.
Yeah.
And Troy, you weren't the only one who noted that I basically looked like a zombie out there that day.
Yeah.
Everybody said,
Well, I knew you
"Pete,
hadn't slept in 3 days.
No, I had not slept one wink in 3 days. So it's 4 a.m. and I go out and I check the field and I hear water running. And there is apparently a built-in hole in this pool where a filter is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Screw in and
Yeah, the aerator and that's supposed to be in that hole. And it's about halfway up the pool.
right, about halfway up the pool, and it is profusely leaking water, gallons by the minute. And so it's 4 a.m. We have 4 hours until this event starts. That's not even enough time to fill the pool back up. So I get everything fixed. I get the hole patched, and the pool continues to fill up. Big problem number 2 with the pool. The pool was lopsided because there was more pool material on one side than on the other side. So when it filled up with water, filled up like this, right? And that was not going to be safe. That was not going to be safe at all.
It's not going to be safe anyway.
I could not, there was no way, because safety was my top priority at this thing. It really was. I mean, this was designed, and the marketing around it was designed to feel very dangerous. But my top priority was making sure every single competitor walked out of there feeling fine. Maybe a little bit sore. Muscles are going to be sore.
They were definitely
sore. I can promise you they were sore.
The guy who got whacked with the noodle on the side of the head, I'm sure he's...
Well, that's why I had helmets.
Yeah,
Again,
thank
top
goodness you
priority
had a
was
helmet
safety.
there.
Yeah, top priority was safety. So I said, this is not safe. We cannot do this. But that was my main attraction. You know, that big pool in the middle of the field was going to draw eyeballs, and people were going to be looking at that all day. So now I've got a half filled up pool. With nothing, I couldn't do anything with it. So at 5 a.m, I'm out there draining this pool because it's like we have to at least have a mud pit.
Yeah.
We've got to at least have a mud pit out there for them to duel in. But the water can't be too high or else they won't be able to move. And again, it's got to be safe. So I'm out there draining the water, gallons of water just flowing onto my legs, and I didn't have time to change my clothes either, so I went through the whole day soaking wet socks, soaking wet pants.
Oh, we talked about that, yeah. Dude, why didn't you just text? I'm around the corner. I could have brought you something.
Dude, my brain was not there, Troy. My brain was not there. No sleep 3 days. Brain was not there.
You couldn't text. There was no service.
Yeah. Well, he could have.
And my phone was probably dead, too. My phone was probably
that's
dead.
true.
Because my stupid Apple phone, the plug-in doesn't work anymore, so it has to be wireless. So I can't just go to the Jiffy store
You
and
got
get
to
a
put
plug.
it on like the little.
Gotta do it on the wireless
no.
thing, and I didn't have that with me. Yeah. So I'm freaking out. I'm sitting here like, this is going to be awful. People are going to look at this pool like, this dumb idiot can't even fill up a pool. How's he going to complete this monster of an event that he's put together? So I thought for a second, and I said, I can't just go out there and tell people I don't know how to set up a pool, right? Because that was the first real event, was the weaponized pool noodle mud duel. And if I would have out there and said, hey guys, sorry, I'm too stupid to set up a pool. We gotta totally, I couldn't explain it like that.
Yeah,
right?
no, right.
So I thought, well, this is not the news. This is WWE. We're making a story here. Yeah. The story of the pool that I tell to the crowd does not have to be the factual story of the pool. It has to get people excited.
Right.
So, walked out to the middle of the field during the weaponized pool noodle mud duel. I said, hey, you guys see this pool? It's a little bit of a mess right now. It's a little limp right now. Let me tell you the story of what happened. I get here at 4 a.m, and I see the pool leaking. Somebody has slashed our pool. And I point up at the crow's nest. The St. Johns County had their crow's nest out there. And I said, now, St. Johns County, they're on it. They've got video of the guy that's running video in there. They're going to catch him. But I'm told he had New York plates. The crowd erupted. They were booing New York. New York Times still wrote a glowing article after that, by the way. Yeah. Even after we started the games by booing New York. And so I knew I had to get the crowd on my side instead of not being on my side. So There's your real story of the
No,
pool.
it was a great pivot. I can tell you right now. I walked up and I was like, oh, why did they take him out? I was like, oh man, they must have stood up there and realized how dangerous. Because what was your other friend's name who actually built the pedestals? Dave? I can't remember his name.
Dale.
Okay. Yeah. So me and Dale were sitting there and we're going, okay, should we put the aerator in? Should we not put the aerator in? But we stood up there and we had the pool noodles and we looked down. We're like,
That's a fall.
someone's going to die. So I was like, okay. Pete realized how, but it makes for it was a great pivot. The event was even. I think it was better.
I think it was better the way we did it.
Because I think if those things would have fallen, you would have actually lost your pool.
Yeah.
So,
If people would have fallen on the edge of that pool, it would have dumped water out. It would have been not as safe as I planned for it to be. So this worked out.
Yeah.
Much better,
worked out.
I think.
It worked out great. The whole day worked out great. Every pivot you did. I mean, it was a really, really good event. I got wind burnt though. Whew.
Did you get windburn?
Oh, I was like I looked like your shirt.
I look like my shirt. My face matches my shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, I got sunburnt to hell. Didn't wear a hat. I was out in the sun for 3 days. But yeah, how about the Florida sumo though? In the cage with the beer flying everywhere. Those are some of my favorite clips that I've seen online. Is these people sumoing in a cage with beer just flying everywhere.
Nitro didn't want it to end.
Nitro loved it.
Want it to end.
Nitro was loving it. He would never call the matches. He never called the matches.
We're going again. We're going again.
I'm like, Nitro, stop it.
I gotta go home.
We gotta move on, man. And the Gladiators loved it. Nitro and Ice, I cannot give them enough props for being out there, man. Not only were they out there helping us officiate, just bringing a real official air to the whole day. But they were having fun and they loved it. And they were talking to the people and the people loved them. It was great, man.
And I'll tell you this, and I know Blake's my son, but the fact that you didn't have any scoring issues as close as it was, because I don't think people really heard how close it actually was.
Yeah.
Because like Hanky Spanky won fairly easy, but second and third place were only 1 point apart.
Right.
And fourth place was only 1 more point behind.
Right.
Him.
It was
that
very close.
And I didn't
know
see
that.
any arguments
Right.
of that. I mean,
Right.
that is really hard to do at any type of event
Yes.
like that. So
Huge shout out to Blake.
I mean, you set the system in place, and it came out. I don't know what would have been the tiebreaker, because if they'd have finished with the
good
exact same
question.
points,
Yeah.
Was it a beer chug or did you not have one yet?
It was supposed to be a tug of war. Then it would possibly be a mullet toss.
Did you have
However,
a
we
rope?
didn't. No, we didn't have any of that. There was no time to get a rope. There was no time to get mullets. I don't know what the hell the tiebreaker would have
It would have
been.
been a tug of war.
I don't
but we
know
didn't have a
what the
rope.
hell it would have been.
It'd have been a tug of war with a shirt. Everybody,
right?
take your shirts off. We'll make a rope. Let's go.
Right. Oh my God. I'm so glad we didn't have a tiebreaker because there was no tiebreaker.
Gosh.
There was no tiebreaker on hand, man. Brawl of the Badges was great. And I got to tell you, man, it was probably the best for the kids that were there because it was a full crowd in the Keterlinas gym for that boxing match. And they were so excited for the young people, the PAL kids boxing.
Yeah.
And those kids to be that age, 15, 16, and have a crowd like that cheering you on, nobody gets that at that age. Nobody gets that at that age.
But I can tell you this, me personally, just because it was such a long day, I would like to have the Brawl of the Badges like on Friday night. You know,
yeah.
I couldn't stay. I was so exhausted, and
Yeah.
I knew you were absolutely. I didn't do anything, and I was exhausted.
Let me tell you, Troy, how exhausted I was when we said the prayer.
I saw
When
you.
were you in there for that?
Yeah.
When we said the prayer and stood up and closed our eyes, I fell asleep. Almost instantly, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
When the prayer was over and I opened my eyes, it felt like waking up in the morning. It was that feeling of I didn't know where I was at first. I was like, why am I in the middle of a boxing match?
Yeah.
I was exhausted. I was
And then the sheriff had
absolutely
you come in
exhausted.
and talk.
I don't know what I said. I hope I made some sort of sense. I just tried to thank everybody that was there and get the hell out of that ring. Had the most awkward entrance into the ring. I tried to be cool and do like a WWE slide through the bottom rope.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
You did like a lay and roll.
I did like a, dude,
You look like the fat kid rolling down the hill.
I really did.
Do we have that on film?
I
anywhere?
hope not. I really hope not. Speaking of on film, got to give a huge shout out to Maritime Creative, RJ, who we had in here in studio. Filmed the whole thing, streamed the whole thing, and it was absolutely amazing. People who said they watched the stream felt like they were there, and they enjoyed it so much throughout the day. It was just an absolutely wild day. People loved the mullet contest. People loved the Florida Man. People loved the Gator Show. People loved it all, man. It was an unbelievably epic day. It really turned out to be one of the most epic days. And by the way, we brought Troy. How full were the hotels?
Everybody around that area was absolutely slammed.
Absolutely slammed.
Yeah.
Absolutely full. We brought in more people from outside of St. Johns County and across the world, by the way.
I met somebody from Oregon.
Yeah, there were people from California. One lady was there from California just to meet Wix.
San Diego, I met them. They were amazing.
Yeah. Most of the people who came were from outside of St. Johns County. I mean, we did a lot for heads in beds, as they say. But as you can see, the publicity that we're getting from this event, New York Times, NBC, Fox News, all of these huge global organizations. I did an interview in Australia yesterday.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So St. Augustine is getting more publicity from this than anything we've literally ever put on. So I hope the city of St. Augustine appreciates that. In a positive way. No negative press.
Yeah.
All positive. I hope the city of St. Augustine appreciates that. I really do, but it doesn't sound like they do. But it's okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's okay. Well, we're not going to go into it.
The hotel people appreciate it.
Hotel people appreciate it. The businesses appreciate it.
Should be celebrated.
Yeah, it should be celebrated. It honestly should be celebrated. But, government's not celebrating it.
They don't understand it, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's okay.
And Clay,
don't let that
Clay just
distract
made
you.
this comment. I've never seen people stay at a festival so long. And
They stayed all day.
Well, they stayed the entire time, and then when it was over, they still stayed.
Yeah.
And you were so spent. I went up to you and went, "Hey, do you need me to talk to security and start pushing people?" Because they weren't.
I don't
leaving.
even remember that.
They weren't leaving. So I went to Jesse and I went to the city and I was like, "Okay, guys, let's push like we do it at the amp and just push everybody out because." Someone was stealing a bike, and it was I could just see someone getting.
So much got stolen. 3 cows got stolen.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I can't believe it.
They raided the field. People raided the field. They wanted a piece of the Florida Man games. I don't necessarily blame them.
They were riding the bike and they were riding through the pool. I mean, it was like I was like, okay, we got to get these people off. Off
before
the
somebody
field.
gets hurt.
I saw people boogie boarding like on in the
It was a wild Florida party, and it is being celebrated this week across the entire world, which is very, very cool, man. It is very, very cool. So next year, does it happen? Hell yeah, it happens next year. Hell yeah, we do this again next year. And I can't wait. I don't know how we're going to make it bigger and better, but we are going to make it bigger and better.
I don't know if you need to make it bigger, man. It was like just the right size. I mean, the events. I'm sure you're going to tweak some of those and change them up a little bit.
Let me tell you, that cash grab will never happen again.
Yeah.
It was boring as hell, and I can admit that. Boring as hell. Yeah. It took too long to count the money. It just wasn't. The crowd wasn't really into it. Plus,
they kept it.
They kept the money that they made.
Yeah.
And almost every team got over $1,000.
Blake showed me the numbers.
Ouch.
There were 12 teams out there.
Yeah.
So I didn't make any money on this event. It all went to the teams.
It all went to cash grab.
As it should have. Because they were, without the teams, we have no show. Yeah. And boy, were people into it. I loved that we let the crowd decide on the loser's punishment at one point. the crowd decided that the loser of every event should jump in the mud
pit.
pool.
Jump in
Yeah.
the pit.
So after
In the
every
pit.
single event, the entire crowd would chant to the losers, "In the pool, in the pool."
That's awesome.
To hear 5,000 people chanting. I mean, it was like being at a very weird soccer match.
Yeah.
It was
The scariest,
unbelievable.
The scariest moment to me was when the guy fell with the trailer.
That was
He was
all right.
He was luckily he was an amazing athlete. He
Yeah.
was a really, really good
He was
athlete.
one of the guys from
Hatchet.
Hatchet Pro Wrestling.
But
yeah,
when he went down and I saw the tongue, I was like, because I'm looking straight down from the opposite
Yeah.
of where you
Yeah,
were at.
yeah.
And I was just like, oh, thank God it missed him.
yeah, he was fine. He was good.
No. But
Tough guy.
he was trying to run backwards, and they were
yeah.
winning. He was backpedaling, and the guy pushing was pushing faster, and he could run backwards.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this ain't
Yeah.
going to be good.
Yeah. No, but there were some wipeouts for sure. There were some wipeouts, but everybody was good.
And I told you this at the event. Your volunteers didn't screw up when the keys were messed up on that event.
Right.
What they did is your volunteers gave the keys to the guys that were on that side, and then the people on that side switched and took the keys with them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So they're the ones that screwed up the keys.
Yeah.
It wasn't the volunteers. It wasn't you guys at all.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain to them, you need to switch the keys, and they weren't listening at all.
Oh, they didn't listen to you.
Yep.
They didn't
Yep.
listen at all.
Yeah, that
I mean,
was their
there
bad.
was so many people chanting and stuff
Oh,
like that.
gotcha.
They probably couldn't.
And
hear.
it was one of those things where this is the first year, and we were kind of loose with the rules. I mean, look,
Yeah.
Florida man, loose with the rules. Okay, Florida men are loose with the rules, as we know from these stories. So we made some of that stuff up as we went, man, and it turned out great. It turned out great. I got to thank everybody who came out. I got to thank you guys for all the help you guys were during the whole thing. Our amazing volunteers, Ice and Nitro, the amazing folks who helped us cover this event, Cara and Renee, just everybody, every single person who had even the smallest hand in it made it possible. And I'm forever grateful to you for the type of event you helped me pull off.
Yeah, the
out there.
deputies.
And Kelly, by the way, Kelly Lyon, this was a 2-person team.
Yeah.
Myself and Kelly and boy, it just knocked it out of the park. Just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, Clay said the deputies that were doing the chasing. What great sports!
Oh,
what great sports!
amazing! I cannot thank the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office enough for their participation, not only in the fight night and the firefighters as well, but boy, they were into it. The evading arrest was the headliner of
it was
the
to me,
games
it was,
themselves.
It was my favorite event.
Oh, and people were ready for it. That's why they stayed all day. They wanted to see that event. They wanted to see cops chase our contestants. And they were diving all over that field, man. It's funny because I had them, so my plan was to have them, I bought 4 tasers. And my plan was to have them not tase anybody, but tag the contestants with the tasers. And so we get out there, and I hadn't put any batteries in this thing. I figured there were no batteries in this thing. And we get out there, I'm like, hey, you guys want to use these tasers to tag these guys? And I hit the button and it goes, dzz.
It was real.
Yes. And the crowd, when they heard the taser noise, as I was talking to the police, they were like, "Oh!" They were ready for people to get tased. Nobody got tased. Nobody got tased.
Well, I think the funniest one, there was one out of all of them that actually did not get tagged. But
Yes.
But the funny thing was, the police officer tripped up on a cow. And that's what made me just die. It was like
I think I saw that clip. Yeah.
He knocked the cow kind of into the police officer, and that's why he went down.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
The cow
and the
tipping got
crowd
him.
went crazy for the guy who got away. Because most people, like you said, Troy, did not get away from the cops.
He was the only one, I think,
Yeah.
out of 12
And we
people.
gave them a head start. We gave these competitors a head start from the cops, but they were into it. They loved it. So again, big shout out to St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. Everybody involved. Just amazing. Just amazing. We put together a hell of a day. And I say we, and I mean absolutely every single person involved, from the smallest piece they played to the guy that filled up the pool.
God bless him.
Sorry, that was...
All right. So what a day, man. What a day. We got to do it next year. We got to do it bigger and better. And maybe there'll be a TV show. Moving on.
It was fun.
It was great.
It was a lot of fun.
It was great. I hope everybody had a great time. From what I hear, everybody did have a great time.
And Wicks was perfect for it.
Wicks was perfect.
You and him, it looked like you and him had worked together because you weren't stepping on each other. You guys really flowed well together.
Yeah.
And, you know, you and I have been together, and Davey's now been with us for years too. It's not easy when someone else comes in here.
Nope.
You know, and you and him kind of flowed almost immediately, which made it even more seamless.
And shout out to Mike Boylan from Mike's Weather page. He was out there. People loved seeing him out there. Lane Pittman, the Hurricane Slayer himself.
Yeah.
Out there doing the national anthem and competing.
Yeah.
We had a real Florida man competing in the Florida Man game.
So cool.
It was amazing. It was an amazing day. An unbelievable day that I am still on a high from that, as you guys now know, almost could have easily flopped. Could have easily flopped without the great help that I had out there. So I'm immensely grateful to everybody who had a hand in it, everybody who showed up. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, let's get to some St. Augustine news. Hotel purchased. This is a big deal. Troy, you can offer us some insights on this. Hotel purchased in St. Augustine to house veterans in need. It was a groundbreaking real estate initiative, they're saying, and it's underway to repurpose a hotel into homes for veterans, making it the first of its kind here in St. Johns County. It was the Old Town Inn. It's less than a mile from the Bridge Alliance, actually, in downtown, actually on Anastasia Island, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On Anastasia Island. It's going to undergo a transformation to address the critical need for housing among veterans in our area. Bill Dudley represents the Veterans Council of St. Johns County. He's emphasizing the urgent necessity for such accommodations, underscoring that the collaboration between his organization and your organization, Troy, Home Again St. John's, is dedicated to providing housing assistance to those in need. Can you give us a little more insight on this?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it yesterday,
Okay.
and the purchase did go through. We closed on it yesterday.
Right.
But it's a supportive housing for veterans. It's still going to operate as a hotel, but they'll be able to stay as long as they need until we can get them back to where they need to be. Each of the rooms going to have a microwave, going to have a refrigerator in it. There'll be cooking accommodations in the office space and community space.
Okay.
So, you know, they won't be cooking in the hotel rooms themselves. It is a voluntary, so the veterans have to volunteer to be in the program. There is background checks. There's criteria that comes with caseworkers. And we've had a great outpouring of positive from the community. Originally, we received the grant. We talked about all that money we got from the state. We received the grant from Representative Stevenson, Paul Renner, and Travis Hudson. Those three did an amazing job for a county in not just this project, but a lot of projects. But it's one of those that helps. It's a hand up for guys that just build their confidence back. They're sleeping on their couch at a family. They're probably not feeling the most confident of where they. So we're trying to get them to a space where they're back in society and producing in society in a positive way. Some of the people that are questioning it's going to be background checks. Right now, their hotels don't have background checks. You don't know who's checking into those hotels. So it's going to be a safer situation than some of the people that are naysayers out there. And, we're real excited about it. Bill Dudley and Ellen Walden wrote this grant, and they just did an absolute amazing job. When I was looking for properties, initially we were looking at apartments and, the cost of everything in St. Augustine. So the apartments I was looking at, we were only going to be able to accommodate like 5, 6, 7 people.
That's not enough.
It's not enough. We have 38 veterans that need supportive housing help
right now.
And right now in St. Johns County, and this will accommodate 20 of them right off the bat.
That's great.
So
that's great. That's exciting, man. That's very, very exciting. So when is this set to be open for business?
It's a short transition period.
So not a whole lot of remodel that has to happen?
No, it's move-in ready. When that was one of the beauties of it. It's move-in ready. We have to do some hardening of the building because it's in the lower area. So I have to do the door dams, and I have to make sure the flappers
Oh God, yeah.
are working, so nothing's coming through. And then there's it is an older building, so we'll probably do a spit shine. The community area, we're going to have a fence, along the back area, and we'll have a garden there where they'll be able to do some gardening and some of that stuff. So there's a lot of exciting stuff. If you really want to help and participate, do go to the Home Again St. John's page. Ellen will respond to you, or somebody from Home Again will respond. If you want to donate, go to that page. Because we're gonna have to give it a boost, and these guys are going to be paying rent. I mean, they're going to be paying at what they can pay.
Yeah.
So
would you say 30% of their
about
benefits?
30% of their income is the maximum we'll make anybody pay, and that's what everybody should be paying. If you're paying more than 30% on your housing, you're working yourself into an upside down situation. So,
Yeah.
deep sigh over here.
Okay.
Yeah, deep sigh from all of us and most people. I mean, you and me and most people watching. It's just like, oh, really?
Yeah,
Right on
but
that one.
50%.
Oh, that's why we have a housing issue in St. Johns County, is because people are spending too much on housing.
Yeah.
And
Housing costs too much.
Yeah, the cost of real estate here is outrageous, and we were very fortunate. We had a great seller. He negotiated, and we did a lot of negotiations going back and forth, and
That's good.
And he was willing to do it, and
Yeah, that's great.
did the right thing, and just wonderful. Dennis, I really appreciate working with him,
Cool, man.
because without that cooperation, it probably wouldn't happen at all, and we'd still be searching.
That's awesome. Exciting news for you guys. Exciting news for veterans in our area. It's a great thing, man. All right, let's see. Officials are saying the brush fire is 100% contained now after St. Johns County residents forced to evacuate.
Yeah, it's scary.
Evacuate their neighborhoods out there. Going back to their homes after a 17-acre fire forced them out. St. Johns County Fire Rescue said the fire now fully contained. The entity expects the hotspots to burn themselves out. St. Johns County Fire Rescue expects the hotspots to burn themselves out, but it's something they'll be monitoring closely after dozens of residents were forced to evacuate. Very scary situation on Tuesday. The fire raged Tuesday afternoon along County Road 214, according to the St. Johns County Fire Rescue. No one was hurt. That's great. And no homes were damaged, which is huge. Several neighborhoods were extremely concerned as they had to leave their homes while firefighters taking several hours to battle the flames. St. Johns County Fire Rescue officials said the fire started on the train tracks, but the cause remains a mystery. Sounds like some punk-ass kids.
Yeah, it's something. They're going to do an investigation. Something by the train tracks.
Yeah. So that's good news.
Yeah.
Good news. Oh, let's see what we got for gas prices today. Doing the Gas Buddy Gas Report. If you're seeing good prices for gas, please drop those in the comments. We would appreciate that immensely. At the top of the list this morning is the Sunoco at $21.99 North Ponce. They are at $3.14 this morning. The Owens at $7.80 South Ponce, $3.18. The Shell at $23.50 North Ponce, $3.19. Same with the Shell on King Street and the Sunoco at $4.50 South Ponce. Also, the Shell at $2.16 Ponce de Leon Boulevard at $3.19. And then, wow, Mobile and Circle K jumps it up to $3.28. Ouch. Circle K at 4564 US 1 North is at $3.37. And the Gate on Mizell Road, $3.39 this morning. And they all self-report, so prices may be a little bit different when you get there.
Yeah.
$2.99 at Costco.
Okay.
Oh, good. Thank God.
There you go. If you get in trouble for anything and you got to go to the Hardwick Hotel, a couple people almost had to do that at the Florida Man games. Although,
I didn't
no
see
actual incidents.
I was going to say, I didn't see.
No documented incidents at the Florida Man games. which was huge, by fire or police. By fire or police,
Wow.
which is great.
I had to play bouncer one time, but
you?
Sneaking into the back gate there.
Some teens, some young kids.
These were adults.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, these were adults.
We had a problem with some kids a little early on, but everybody figured it out.
I'm surprised there was no streaker.
Yeah, Waldo got onto the field at one point.
Ah, Chad, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a lot of attention from that.
You got a lot of pictures.
A lot of pictures. Where? Oh, there you are.
Yeah. I saw that in some of the news coverage too. We found him. But if you get in any trouble, you can call our friend Chris Lucero at Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, available for you 24/7. 904-822-BAIL. Don't forget that number, 904-822-2245. Got some live music happening today and tonight as well, and we will start with Jim Lamb at the Milltop Tavern at noon. Feels good to be back here and saying Jim Lamb at the Milltop Tavern at noon. Feels like things are right with the world. Tony Scazzaro at the Cellar upstairs at 1 o'clock. Alexis Paramus, Pierre's Pub at 1. Brett Blackshear, the Backyard Island Cafe at Meehan's at 1 o'clock. We've got Lee Michael Howard, Pizzali's 3 o'clock. Craig Smith, Bin 39 at 4. Burn Unit, Fusion 904 Eatery at 5. Crawford Boyd's Acoustic Anomaly Trade Winds at 5. We have got Dewey Vaya Argaya at Marina Munch at 5 o'clock. Trevor Compton at the St. Augustine Shores Golf Club at 5. Vinny Jacobs, Hurricane Grill and Wings at 5 o'clock. Joe Lee at Ink and Barley Tattoos and Brews.
Fun.
Yeah. 5 o'clock. Uptown Block Party at Spinster Abbott's Market at 5. The Carpetbaggers going to be at the Fish House and Oyster Company at 5:30. We've got Fawn Kaiser, Santiago's Florida Kitchen, and Craft Beer at 6 o'clock. Ramona, the Duo, Prohibition Kitchen at 6. Denny Blue at Harry's at 6 o'clock. Spade McQuaid at Meehan's at 7. Dennis's lesser-known brother. Vern Damsel at Colonial Oak at 7 o'clock. We got Mental Boy. Oh, I like that name.
Wow.
Sarbez at 8 o'clock. Half My Home, also at Sarbez at 8 o'clock. Vegas Gray at Trade Winds at 9. And Cholula at No Name at 10 o'clock. Love it. That brought to us by Griffin Services, where your home's comfort is their top priority. They do AC, they do plumbing, they do electrical services, and they do things like standby generators and water softeners and gas work. Pretty much all the crucial elements your home needs, Griffin Service can take care of it. Fast, friendly, and affordable. 7 days a week, every day of the week. Give them a call, 904-500-2653, or visit griffinservice.com and see the Grifference. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got for Terrible Thursday. Oh, did you guys hear about this Willy Wonka experience?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
We are going to have to talk about this because I saw a couple of videos and
Me too.
didn't look like the Willy Wonka I grew up on. Now, the Willy Wonka movie, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of creepy.
Yeah.
A little psychedelic.
But this
This is next level.
was actually scary.
For kids.
Oh, those poor kids. Police were called.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're going to get to that as soon as I tell you about our friends at Fidus Roofing. Fidus Roofing supports a lot of local charities here, in addition to supporting your home through your roof. Big Brothers and Big Sisters of St. Johns County, investing in kids and the Boy Scouts and more. And of course, you guys know they're always looking to grow their team. If you're looking for a good job that can help you sustain life here in St. Johns County, give them a call down there at Fidus Roofing. 904-355-ROOF.
They do pavers.
And gutters. Yeah. All right, nightmare Willy Wonka experience leaving children in tears and prompts families to call the police. An event inspired by the classic tale, promising an immersive Willy Wonka experience turned sour for attendees in Glasgow, Scotland, leaving families disappointed and demanding refunds. It was dubbed Willy Wonka's Chocolate Experience. Willy's Chocolate Experience. I guess they probably couldn't use Willy Wonka, trademark things. And Willy's Chocolate Experience. The event was advertised as a whimsical celebration of chocolate and pure imagination, organized by the London-based House of Illuminati. There's your first problem. However, guests were shocked upon arrival to find a lackluster setup with inside of a large warehouse, starkly different from the elaborate portrayal on social media.
Half-filled pool.
Half-filled pool. Oh boy, you had no idea at 9 o'clock. I was ready. I was telling everybody this thing is gonna suck and it's gonna be a flop. Reports indicate that hired actors, including one portraying an Oompa Loompa, were ill prepared with last-minute scripts and costumes that deviated from expectations, leading to a disheartening experience for both participants and performers alike. I'm telling you, man, there was one point at Florida Man Games where this reads exactly how I thought the press was going to.
This is your brain.
This was my brain going to worst case scenario.
Backing up here before the actual event happened on this, there was like the marketing was beautiful, the colors, like it looked like real candy was being made.
Yeah.
Like it really seemed like an immersive event.
Yeah.
And then they get there. It's like a warehouse.
Yeah.
Apparently, each child was given a shot of lemonade and 2 jelly beans.
Ew. On that table, too? Look at that.
That's the factory right there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, they really did not have the money to pull this off.
They looking for a
Well, at least they
partnership?
could afford a tablecloth.
I know, right? Put a tablecloth on there. Something
sheet.
colorful.
A
and-
sheet over it.
And what, there's just a box underneath it with the... Oh, boy. that's-
Teachers in St. Johns County get better service than this.
Yeah,
This
they
is
do.
horrible.
In response to the outcry, House of Illuminati has issued an apology. That's the first time the Illuminati's ever apologized for anything.
first time.
Acknowledging the event's shortcomings. Seemed like it was a total shortcoming. And initiating a refund process for disgruntled attendees. I would imagine that's everybody.
Everybody.
They lost their asses on this.
Yeah.
However, some guests remain skeptical about receiving their refunds, expressing frustration over the lack of communication from the organizers. The venue, Box Hub Warehouse, distanced itself from the event's promotions, clarifying that it was not responsible for misleading portrayals surrounding the experience. Fallout continues. Attendees await further updates on the refund process, hoping for a resolution following the disappointing and somewhat scary turn of events. I mean, what I saw was like there was one point where they're walking through this warehouse and there's just a Grim Reaper holding up a mirror. Yeah. And then he like creepily comes up from behind the mirror and scares the kids. It's just, it was so weird. Have you seen videos on this, Davey?
The bartender was my favorite. She was like supposed to be an Oompa Loompa, and she's like supposed to be making candy, but she's literally like Breaking Bad. Like she's like a scientist making meth. Like it's just so horrible. Like the sunken in face. It was just oh my god.
Gosh.
Like cheap dollar store plastic, like happy birthday kind of decorations. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it was totally poor choice. They need to work with the Fire Festival or something next time.
All right, man. So there you go.
Hot
there
mess,
you
yeah.
go. What an awful, awful time.
Looks like they had a bounce house.
Bounce house and some like banners of whimsical worlds.
See the banners? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's like dollar store birthday.
That's barely even a bounce house. Look
They
at the
didn't even
size
use
of
a
it.
Barely.
space.
It's like a doghouse.
You
Horrible.
can't bounce in that.
Horrible.
It's an inflatable house. That's not a bounce house.
What are you doing, guys? What are you
boy.
doing?
Oh no.
Here.
30th anniversary of Nights of Lights and Light Up the Night Visitor Choice Awards presented. We got time to tell everybody where Troy placed. Where did you guys place?
We finished first and third.
Nice.
So the Hilton won, and those guys do an absolute amazing job. It's so much work. It's almost a month leading in. Luckily, they come down quicker because you got to get them straight and stuff like that when you put them up the first time.
Yeah.
And the Hilton, I can't imagine not having the Hilton lit now for Christmas. And right beside it, finishing second, Eric, who used to work for the Hilton, now works for Casablanca, the Teeny Martini.
Oh, conspiracy.
He's the engineer. He's an engineer over there. He was an engineer at the Hilton, so he's still in the Bayfront. And he does an amazing job for Teeny Martini over there. So a shout out to those guys. And then the Renaissance, which is a little bit different, has a little more color to it than the others, and that finished third.
All right, very nice,
actually,
man.
I think if we put the Renaissance in the downtown area where more people saw it,
Would've
it would
finished first.
probably do much better.
Yeah, true story.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You guys do a great job on those places.
Yeah.
And the treasury always looks great too, man.
Yeah, no, well, Mr. Patel really takes pride in that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna win this.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if we didn't win it, all of us would be in trouble.
Oh no.
No, but
Very cool, man.
You know, he sees value in what we're doing for the Night of Lights, and it really shows.
Awesome.
So-
Yeah, it does. Troy, how do you want to check the comments on today's show?
On this Thursday, I will thoroughly go through the thoughts of these amazing followers.
All right, very cool. While you do that, I'll tell you about the amazing BHF Insurance, Bates, Hewitt, and Floyd. They set the standard that your home is more than a house. It's where your memories are made. They provide peace of mind and insurance to protect your biggest investments. Having a reliable local insurance agency like Bates, Hewitt, and Floyd, with over 40 years of experience in homeowners, auto, and commercial insurance and benefits, can be a valuable asset in navigating the unpredictable insurance market. They've got the expertise to help you find just the right coverage for your needs. Christy, an awesome person. She is readily available at their St. Augustine office, conveniently situated across from Flagler UF. She will give you a complimentary policy review, and that's just a great service. Give them a call, 904-794-5455, or visit them at 165 South Park, Suite C. What you got, Troy?
All right. First thing, the raccoon hat guy did try and buy a beer from Maeve, who was sitting at a table.
Oh,
Yeah, Maeve's 4.
Yeah.
That's how drunk he was.
Yep.
He
Well,
tried to buy a beer
yep.
from her.
Okay.
Jennifer, thank you for the stars. Amp Jim, it was amazing. They had a backup little pool noodle
yes.
thing.
Came
It
through
was-
clutch. Clutch.
I was running to get the zip tape, came back, you guys already had it
Yeah.
taken care of.
Yeah, man. Come on. We got backup plans for everything.
Yeah, and Bobby, this is a very good reminder. You guys just be a little more alert out there. Bike Week starts this weekend, so
That's right.
Over the next 10 days, make sure you're looking twice.
Yeah, definitely, man.
So,
What you got for Stordom Stat?
Stordom Stat today is leap day. So happy birthday to my grandmother, but I wanted to find out when leap year actually started. And it was started as early as 46 BC.
Whoa.
Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar added it to the Roman calendar. And the reason we have leap year is because it doesn't, the calendar doesn't fall exactly on 365 days. It's almost 365 and a quarter. Days a year. So we have to do this to balance back out the days. So every 4 years we have that. And my grandmother would have been 26 today.
Oh,
So we spent our 16th birthday together.
so nice.
That's right.
Quinceañera.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Stordom Stat, of course, brought to you by our friends at, where's this button? St. Augie's Pizza.
There it is.
My celebratory pizza after the Florida Man games, and should be your celebratory pizza for just celebrating how great you are. Head down there between Riberia and ML King. Grab yourself a handful of slices today. You will absolutely not regret it. They are my favorite. Plugs, Troy.
Plugs tonight on Bollocks. We're doing serial killers. So we've done a brief story about it, but we're getting a little more different ones this time.
I definitely kill me some Lucky Charms. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm Frosted Flakes myself.
Davey.
It's soggy. Hey, we've got the world frisbee freestyle champion Jen Velasquez coming to studio talking to us at 3:00 today. So show him some support.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a good one.
There you go. Clay, what you got?
I got the Young Life charity tonight at the Catholic Church on the island.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Everybody's doing cool stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys go out and do some cool stuff today. Thank you again for hanging out with us today. Glad to be back. Thank you for hanging out with us at the Florida Man Games. It was an absolute blast. Can't wait to see you next year. Dave and I will see you at 3:00.
Bye-bye.